We are going thrifting today. That's why I brought you guys along with me in the car. So we're going to check out a couple different thrift stores together, and hopefully we find a couple items that we can DIY into new home decor. And I'm specifically looking for things that I can put in my craft room. So let's go check out our first store. Cross our fingers that we find something. Stop one of the day was kind of anticlimactic. I did not find anything that we could DIY in that first store, even though I usually have pretty good luck there. I did find a couple kind of cool things. One of them I'm gonna wait to show you until we get back home, but I also did pick up 2 mason jars, so not a total loss, but let's go check out some of the other stores. All of the thrifting has worked up quite the appetite, so let's make lunch together while I tell you about today's video sponsor, Wild Grain. And their croissants are going to be the star of this meal. I just got a new box packed full of bake from frozen sourdough bread, fresh pasta, and pastries. And the best part is they're delivered right to your door with options to customize your box as well. Now, I honestly cannot pick a favorite item because seriously, everything is so good. From the soft, flaky croissants, to the delicious slow fermented sourdough bread, to the giant chocolate chip cookies. I love that I can just grab from the freezer whatever I want and in 25 minutes or less have warm bread and baked goods on the table. And if you want to try Wild Grain for yourself, head down to the description box, click the link, and use my code ALLI for $30 off your first box, plus you'll get free croissants for life. You guys, I promise this is the last time this room is going to look like this. We will be working on the craft room next, but I am so excited. I found so much while we were out thrifting. So let me do a little haul for you of everything that I found. So first up, I found this really cute glass heart container. I honestly was so disappointed after the first store. So then when I ended up at the second thrift store and found some really cool things, I was so excited to find this because I immediately saw the DIY potential. It was a little overpriced for what I'd want to pay for something like this from the thrift store at $7.99. And wait until I show you what else I found for $7.99 and you'll kind of see that maybe I need to start going to that thrift store a little bit more often. I don't go to that one very much because it's a little further away. So one thing that I definitely look for every time I go to the thrift store are really good frames. I found this one right here, which I just think it is the most perfect frame. I mean, it's just got this beautiful detail in the corner. I love the gold color. It just needs a little bit of some cleaning up from the dust and stuff that is collected in it. but I definitely am not gonna do any sort of DIYing to this frame. Now this next frame is more of a DIY project, but I loved the shape and design of this. I think that we could paint this, add some rub and buff, and do something to it. I'm not gonna be doing that in this video today, but for a future project. This one was $2.99, and I think the other one was $2.99 as well. So our next DIY contender is definitely this flower pot. I mean, come on, it's basically a blank canvas already, which is perfect, because I'm gonna try out a DIY technique with this one that I haven't done before, but I've seen, and I think it is time for me to try it. Now, one of the finds I could not believe that I found at the thrift store. I have been wanting to thrift one of these, and usually I can only find them at the antique store. So I picked up two. And it's these really cool accordion peg type things. I think one of them are definitely gonna have to go up in the craft room here so I can hang some stuff from, and maybe we'll use another one somewhere else in the apartment. I needed to have these. I don't know, I just feel like they fit the vibe of this apartment, so I couldn't pass them up. And finally, probably the coolest item that I found that I'm not gonna be DIYing in this video, but I have to share it with you. I was so excited when I found this, is this giant wall shelf. Obviously right now it's looking very like primitive, country type vibe, but I imagine this going in the powder room downstairs above the toilet. It's gonna look so good. Now remember I told you to remember the last price of $7.99 for that little candy dish. This was $7.99 for this giant shelf. I could not have left this at the thrift store. This thing is gonna be so cool. So you'll be seeing this one in a future video. So for this little, I guess I'm calling it a candy dish. I guess maybe it's more of like a vanity dish, something that you'd put some jewelry in or something like that. Now I'm imagining doing something really cute, since this is just a raw wood surface right here, inspired by some of these images. I've been loving this kind of like folk art or modern take on folk art, and have been looking for a project to do something like this. And I feel like this little wood heart shape is just asking for a really cute floral design like that. So that's what we're going to be doing. So yeah, we're not gonna touch the glass part because it's beautiful as is. We're gonna just focus right here on the wood. So the first thing I had to do was clean up the residue left behind from the tape on this wood lid. And so I started by using a little plastic razor blade scraper, and this did do a good job of getting a lot of that residue off, but I found the best way and quickest way to do it was just by using some rubbing alcohol on a cotton round, and also this just helped to clean the item anyway, so it is a win-win. And then it was time to paint, and I really wanted this to have that folk art cottagecore type look, so I started out by adding a little gingham pattern around the border. I just thought this would be really cute, and then I would move in later on and start working on the middle there by adding in some really pretty flowers. What I love about this project is that it is so relaxing. You could just sit here, put on a good podcast, a movie, some music that you like, and just spend some time in the afternoon to paint. I just really enjoyed this process and felt so re-energized after doing it. And all I was doing was painting some very simple flower shapes without really trying to overthink it or think about more of the detail. And I think that even if you don't have a box like this one, this project is so beginner friendly and easy to do that you could paint your own pretty little design like this on pretty much anything. And I might have to start thinking up more projects with this style because I have truly fallen in love with it. tackle this flower pot, and I really was inspired by people who have decoupaged these different types of pieces using napkins. And I've seen this a lot for like some smaller items like trinket dishes, but nothing of this scale for an entire flower pot. So I want to try out that method using napkins on here. You guys, I can honestly say this is my first time ever doing a decoupage project like this. I've done it before with just solid color tissue paper where I've ripped it up into little pieces, but never with a pretty pattern napkin. And I think that this has opened up so many new possibilities for other projects to try this on. Now my plan with this is just to use a faux plant in the flower pot because it doesn't have a drainage hole, but I do think that if you got the dishwasher safe Mod Podge, you would be able to put a real plant in here and not have to worry about your lovely creation getting ruined every time you go to water your plant. So that's just something to think, and maybe something I might try out in a future video. This next project I did not thrift while on this trip, but I did thrift a while back, and it's the chair that I have been sitting on for this entire video. This chair has been in desperate need of a makeover. Oh my gosh, the cushion is all dirty and gross. It is stained. It is not even comfortable to sit on at this point. So it was in need of a new look, and I think it's gonna look so cute as a chair here in my craft room. So it's finally time to redo the upholstery. First thing I needed to do was replace the foam because that stuff was disgusting. Guys, it was disintegrating. So I had to put it in a big trash bag and remove the foam in the trash bag so that I did not make a gross mess everywhere. But then I was able to cut out my own foam and then also add some batting. This is gonna really help make this chair a lot more cushioned and way better for sitting on for some future crafting. Now, I looked everywhere for some fabric to upholster this cushion in, and I just could not find anything that I loved. So then I remembered I have the curtains from the old craft room, which are this beautiful pink velvet, and I thought that it would look so well and complement the wood on the chair. So that is what we're going to use to upholster this seat cushion. And it did hurt just a little bit to cut into this curtain panel because obviously I know that they could be reused, but I did get a lot of paint on this one when I had a paint spilling accident in that last room. So I figured if any of the panels could be cut up and reused, it would definitely be this one. And then the best part is if I do eventually find a fabric that I love even more, I could easily reupholster this seat cushion. Thank you guys for coming along thrifting and DIYing with me, and don't forget to check out Wild Grain with the link in the description box. That's everything I have for you today. I'll see you next time. Bye!